Hey guys, it's been a while since I checked in, but today is the second snowiest day in Portland's history, and I woke up and looked outside the window, and the light was just so beautiful um, that I took some pictures and some videos of this space, kind of hoping that I could capture it, capture some of the magic of it, and then I stopped doing that because I kind of wanted to experience it rather than trying to turn it into a video. But the lighting is starting to change, and I wanted to jump on and talk about scrapbooks with you guys real quick. The the whole idea of like a New Year's resolution is really strange to me. I want to set them and I want to be able to stick to something all year long, but a lot of times, come January 1st, the goals that I have aren't necessarily the same goals that I have by December. So as things change throughout the year, you kind of reevaluate, and the idea of setting a goal and then sticking with it for some kind of arbitrary reason um, doesn't gel with me, but I'm drawn towards the idea of a fresh start and maintaining a streak on something. Well, this year, one of the goals that I set was my buddy Gray and I were going to send one letter a week to each other for a total of 52. And the intention behind that was that we wanted to get to a point with our correspondence writing where we could dash off a rather quick letter and drop it in the mail, kind of free from all of the second guessing and perfectionism that goes with sending something to someone that you have a lot of respect for. And also, we wanted to have a way to be able to see each other's growth throughout the year, because we have been making some progress with things like our business penmanship and our ornamental penmanship. And it's really neat to be able to look back and say, wow, look how far you've come. The other thing is that when you are receiving work regularly from someone, you end up having a kind of a pile of it, and you have to decide what you want to do with it. I have been working in the kind of like family amateur archiving space for a couple of years now, and in that capacity, I've had the opportunity to go and meet with descendants of the old penmen. These are penmen from the early 20th century and late 19th century, and take a look at the work that they saved from their friends or that they saved of their own, and they put into scrapbooks. And it's been so inspiring to be able to flip through those collected works and see what they thought to keep, how they collated it, any of the notes in the margins and things like that. And so I thought, wow, that's really neat. I would love to have something like that I had made that I could put forward for future generations. And we've been doing it. It's really great. We're at the end of February, and we're a little bit behind because we had some traveling and some family stuff come up that kind of delayed some of our last few letters. But we are on track to make all 52 for the year. And the way I'm doing mine is, I do the envelope cover. I'll show a couple of them here. I do the envelope cover, I write a letter, and then any little scraps throughout the week, things that I did, whether they were pen tests or lettering experiments or things, I just clip them down and put them in the envelope so that every week you get an envelope and a letter and some kind of little scrap or a flourish or something. But this is something that I would love to see more people doing, because we have taken penmanship and calligraphy, and we, for a large part, have kind of condensed it down into these little boxes where it only really lives on social media. There are photographs of work, but like, where is that work specifically? And some of that is controlled by that people are making ephemeral works for the video. So you're making you're making something where you're filming yourself writing it, but you're not actually creating a finished piece. Or you're making something and then you don't like it. You like the video, but you don't like the product, and so you just scrap it. Which is fine. I did that for a really long time. But having finished works out there that aren't under your protection, so they're in the hands of your friends or your colleagues, I think that's a really great way to get over some of the perfectionism that we all wrestle with as penmen and calligraphers. And it's a really great way to build a physical record of what we've been doing as a generation. I think a lot of people think about their individual journey inside of penmanship. You know, I did this, and then I did this, and I got good at this, and I took this class, and whatever. But we don't necessarily think about our generation, kind of our community, and what our community is doing, what we're contributing, what we're developing. And I think that we have some kind of duty or obligation to make sure that that stuff is preserved so that people 100 years from now can look back at the timeline and see that there was a boom, there was an interest in this stuff, at this point in time. And I think that's important, because if the people before us hadn't done that, if they hadn't saved their work, if they had just written it and turned it into a plate and then scrapped it, or destroyed it, then we wouldn't have a lot of the inspiration that we have that is driving us on to excellence in the arts. So anyway, my prompt to you is to really think about it and consider it. Reach out to one of your friends or colleagues or someone and start up a regular mailing. Like, make it somewhat regular, regular enough that you can keep up with it, and that you feel a little bit of pressure to make sure that you're turning out work. And I can't guarantee you, I guess, because it's kind of a new thing to me, but I really do believe that you will see a lot of growth in yourself throughout the process, and you'll be contributing to the history of the art form. So check it out. All right. I'll see you guys next time.